Hi, and thank you for continuing to listen on to episode 2. Today we're going to talk a little bit about truth, to try to define it, how we come to it, how we experience it, how we need to understand it, and the effects or influences we have that might divert it, easily said. But I want to begin with what the dictionary says. So Cambridge Dictionary defines truth as being something that has the quality of being true. That probably sounds reasonable enough. So it continues on to say that the real fact about a situation, event, or person has a quality of being true. That means a situation that occurred or a person that is saying something, it has to be true. So, of course, the opposite would be something that is false, falsehood. And that could easily just be a lie, for example. The color is blue, but the fact is that is green. Just simple like that. But truth needs to have a quality. I want to talk a little bit about what we know to be true and a situation that is true. If we experience something, if it's two people that experience something, there is a chance that we might not say the same story. But if there is a common truth in the midst of it, we can try to be honest. But there is something outside the two people talking about a common truth that holds the value or the quality of being truth, even though perhaps none of the two can say it perfectly. So our mind can play tricks on us, our past experience can say tricks on us, and whatever. There can be different reasons. When you hear about communication, as a teacher tries to teach a student simple things, we have the teacher can say, this is simple, I said this, I said that. And the student is sitting there and listening. Okay, he says that. And he might put his own meaning on what the teacher is saying. And so the student thinks he understands, but he might not understand. That's probably my own experience trying to understand at school when I was a young boy, or older too, probably, I must admit. But anyway, who can own truth? And who can say that they have objective truth? There are several sources that will say that we own the truth. Universities would perhaps try to say it. The government would perhaps try to say it. A religion might perhaps try to say it. But who can really own the truth? As we said, if we experience something together, like if they testify in court, we might have different stories. But still, even though the situation is what it is, it has the quality of being truth. We might not understand it perfectly. So how far can we go and at the same time maintain our objectivity? And how close can we draw to truth before the sphere of bias begins? And that can be memory. It can also be influence. You might have something to gain by expressing something in a way, in a manner. You might be afraid, timid. People might have influence over you. Perhaps some of your background history, what you've experienced in life, will make it difficult for you, so that you will perhaps change what you know, what is true. There are different things that affect us, even subconsciously, that we might not know that we are distorting something. But we have the capability of, I started out in the first episode about polluting something, make it unpure, even if we don't try to. But truth in itself does not change because we have biases or because we change. It stands for itself. By that, I want to draw the point to nature, for example. We have tried to understand nature. For thousands of years, we have records of people trying to understand nature. And perhaps technology today has given us the opportunity and the ability to understand, definitely more microscopically, if I can say that word, to understand more about nature. So we have changed as humanity trying to understand nature, but nature has always maintained the quality of being what it is. So it has a truth claim, even though we have tried to explain it in different ways before. Like, for example, the earth is round or flat. So the earth in itself has always been what it was. So how we understand truth, that's, I think, almost methodically, it needs to be drawn to the purest and perhaps like simple building blocks of knowledge, to areas where common sense seems to be the majority standing. And I'm not saying that everybody will understand or want to know or can know the simple, purest forms of truth, but the building blocks need to be pure. And because we so easily try to do our best, but we might not always have the capacity. And there are great minds out there, so don't get offended by me trying to say this. That's just how I think it is. It needs to be drawn to the purest elements, so we know that we're building on truths. And that's where transparency comes in. That's where methods come in, so we can understand what we are talking about. And but I also want to say that it doesn't always come to the point where we talk about common knowledge. We have different capacities. But when we divert from the pure, we kind of easily get off track. And it might be not the best example, but it's kind of an example. Like on hot coffees. In restaurants, you get a paper cup, and a lot of people have burned. The first sip it's always a bad experience for the lips. But you see like a warning label where it says hot. And that is true. Though situations have occurred that coffee has been lukewarm and even cold. But as a warning, it serves its purpose. It's simple, it's one word, and you understand what it means. Simple, straight to the point. And the reason we put that warning label is because our common encounter have given us this truth. So keep it pure and simple, then we can build from that, and perhaps we'll save ourselves from some damage. But anyway, I want to suggest that truth is in need of something, some manifestation within oneself. By saying that, we don't always understand what is right straight away. We might need time. We might need being taught. And we learn, we experience, and finally we understand. But to the level where you are, it is very important that truth finds a manifestation within yourself. That's like when a teacher tries to teach you something. You don't sit there being ignorant and accepting, but you need to use your system, how you operate, your brain operate, how you learn. So there is something that draws this can be true. And we see that we are made differently in capabilities. Some have greater ability for example, abstract thinking. Some have practical talents that surpasses many. Some people are brilliant with music, and we're just like built differently. And some people come to this world with limitations, unable to handle different problem solvings. And some of us need help of others in society to do tasks. So we all are different, and we all have different capabilities to adapt and to take in knowledge. So this is not like a narrow, simple explanation, but we are different. And it is unquestionable that our aptitudes in life decides how far we can go. We also understand that we have increase in knowledge and information. And there's a phrase that's been said that we stand on the shoulders of giants. And that is true because people have tried to understand in depth different areas of this world. And we can build on that. So what we knew compared to what we know can be obvious. But, and for example, technology, how it has helped us to understand more. And in addition to this, we have the connectedness through globalization. How our different experiences and our different lives has taught us different perspectives of life. And these things have also helped in the increase of knowledge and how we understand this life experience that we have. So the interconnectedness has helped us. Technology has helped us. And learning from people that have already learned it before us can help us. And as I said, we can learn, but don't throw away how you learn. That means that even though people might teach you things and it sounds like a truth, make sure that it finds some manifestation within yourself. And build from that. It might be very simple. We might understand just bits of what we hear. But if you build on what you know and trust that, because I believe that we as humans, we have the capability to know what is right and what is wrong. We, not to the fullest, as I've tried to say today, but slowly and as far as we are able to, and sometimes also decide to, we have the access to understand what can be true. So this is, I hope it wasn't too abstract, but it is a starting point to talk a little bit about truth. So thank you for following with me, and appreciate it. So have an awesome day.